Hey, it's Monday, which means it's time to start your day and your week off with good news. It's Monday, October 14th. My name is Shawn Thomas, and you are tuned in to the Good News Broadcasting program here on the Worship Together platform. This is where we highlight the stories and headlines about good news, good people, and the goodness of God. It's also Columbus Day, so happy Columbus Day to you. And I also wanted to start off this broadcast like I did last week, just once again lifting up our prayers and also the gratitude for the recovery efforts that have been going on from both hurricanes, Milton and Helene. Milton, just this past week, there are just so many amazing stories out there of people helping one another, total strangers. And I just, we lift up everyone in our prayers, obviously. And I want to encourage you to find either an organization or even individuals that you trust and find ways to support the efforts to help with the recovery that's going on in all of the different parts of the country, recovering from these huge storms. We are the hands and the feet, and we are called to support one another and to love one another, continue lifting each other up in prayer also. But whatever resources we have, we should be reaching out in the best ways that we can to help support those around us. All right, kicking things off, actually also similar to how I did last week as well. So last week we had a story about Ryan Reynolds visiting some hospitals and going in as Deadpool. And so this week I have a story about Johnny Depp visiting Children's Hospital dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow in a magical moment. This is in Spain during a film festival. He delighted patients and families. An impromptu visit from Captain Jack Sparrow was a surprise treasure for some young cancer patients. He was in Spain for the San Sebastian Film Festival and dressed as the famous character from the popular Pirates of the Caribbean film series. He dropped by the Children's Hospital visiting the pediatric and oncology wards, where he interacted and delighted the children and their families. A spokesperson from the hospital described the actor's visit as very exciting, endearing, and unforgettable. I'm sure it was. Both the children admitted to the hospitals and their families and the professionals who were working at the time welcomed him with great enthusiasm and affection, the spokesperson said. In a situation of illness, anyone, but especially children, greatly appreciates a distraction from this magnitude. It was a breath of fresh air, a magical moment in which they forgot about their illness and were transported to the magical world of pirates. The entire hospital team, the admitted children, and their families are all enormously grateful for Depp's visit. The spokesman said, "It's been a pleasure and an honor to have Jack Sparrow with us, a great pirate." And speaking of being the hands and feet and being a servant, he is like a guiding light. An 88-year-old contributes 700 plus hours of volunteer service. Way to go. This is out of Richmond, Virginia. Earl Skip Bottom, he goes by Skip, a humble 88-year-old man who relies on a cane and struggles with hearing, and was recently honored with the Acts of Kindness Award by the Richmond television station Channel 12 on your side. Ask anyone who knows him, and they will tell you that his heart has only grown bigger with time. Skip's remarkable dedication to helping others despite his age is a testament to the power of kindness. For the past 7 years, Skip has volunteered at St. Mary's Hospital 3 days a week, doing whatever is needed, from delivering papers to transporting patients in wheelchairs. He's become a beloved fixture in the hospital. Before the pandemic, he would also visit patients just to hang out and listen and give a listening ear. A simple but meaningful gesture that brightened their day. Outside the hospital, that's not all he does. Skip volunteers with Meals on Wheels twice a week. On top of that, he rescues animals, I love this part, from high-risk shelters, driving them north to safer sanctuaries where they can find new homes. That's awesome. Skip was speechless when the news team surprised him with their award, which included a cash prize. Of course, true to his generous spirit, he immediately announced that cash prize money would go to help a homeless friend. Okay, and this story was sent in by one of our Good News and Worship Together supporters. And by the way, don't forget, anybody you can send in a story to me. Just email Shawn at worshiptogether.site. I would love to see some of the good news stories that you all might run across that I don't know about. All right, so one man's free bike shed keeps a Maryland community mobile. This is a really cool idea. So Manuel Vera developed a unique and creative way to support his community in Silver Spring, Maryland. At first, Manuel Vero just wanted to do something productive for his neighbors during the COVID-19 lockdown. Maybe he could help them help them get outside by tuning up bikes in need of a little TLC, he thought. So he posted to an online group in his Silver Spring, Maryland neighborhood offering to fix people's bikes for free. All he asked was that he be reimbursed for any new parts. Quote, then I started thinking about all the bikes that people have at home that never get used, says Vera, who's 74, and he's retired from the local power company. So soon he was asking neighbors to donate any bikes collecting dust in their garages and basements after kids had outgrown them or adults had upgraded to newer models, or if they're just letting them sit around. Then in his tidy little backyard shed, he'd get to work. Vera's workspace is nearly as tricked out as his bikes. The green gardening shed with inner walls lined with tools holds a workbench, a repair stand, and even has AC and Wi-Fi, of course. You'll know that Vera's work when classic rock or folk music floats out from its open doors. He tunes up the donated bikes, hauls them to parks, food banks, apartment complexes, and churches. He camps out with his free bikes sign and awaits for people to wander over. Then he pairs people up, I love that, with the perfect new ride and watches them pedal away happy. His first giveaway saw 6 bikes go in under 30 minutes. People ask a few questions like, are they really free? And Vera says the answer is always yes. If you like this bike, it's yours. And so now the neighborhoods know him as the Bike Dude, and they keep him busy with a steady supply of bikes, helmets, and locks to redistribute. That's awesome work. All right, and wrapping things up with our pet stories, nearly 9 in 10 adults believe in love at first sight with their dogs. This is one of those studies that you're like, why did they even pay to do this? But anyway, so apparently somebody went out and did a study, and more dog owners had an instant connection with their pet than with their own partners, according to a new poll. The survey of 2,000 dog owners who are in serious relationships revealed, and they're in serious relationships with other people, not with the dogs, revealed that 87% were more likely to believe in love at first sight with their animals compared to people. 80% of the respondents said that they had an immediate connection with their dog compared to 69% who said they had the same with their partner. Still, 1 in 5 said it took time to build a bond with their dog, and a few had questions about whether they made the right decision in adopting their pet because they didn't have an instant connection. But the wait was worth it because 74% said the bond between them and their dog is stronger because they built it over time. And 76% said food is their love language and they take great care in feeding their dog. Some respondents wish they could have known the true investment of time that comes with having a dog and that they are, quote, literally like raising children. That's probably an overstatement, but it feels like watching a child grow up, but you know you're going to outlive them, said one of those surveyed. The love they have for their dogs surprised one respondent who said they wish they had a clue about the joy they bring, saying, I would have gotten one sooner. Now that I can agree with. In fact, despite the challenges, 83% of the respondents said the pet ownership experience is even better than expected. And a number of them agreed that while it's messy and not always easy, they wouldn't change the experience with their dog for anything. All right, that wraps it up for this edition of the Good News Broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to check out the show notes for more information about these stories. And don't forget to tune in every Monday, anytime after 7 a.m. to start your day and your week off with more good news. God bless.